Good evening, sports fans. My name is Blight Ops, and welcome back to Blood Bowl 2. Due to an overwhelmingly large demand, the Blight Ops Zealots are here to stay. When I say overwhelmingly, I am not kidding. 40 people voted in this poll, and 38 of them were in support of keeping the team going no matter the cost. So until we reach a point where we cannot continue, or we at least reach the end of the season, we're pushing on in Nurgle's vile name. Now, some good news and some bad news. The good news is we've managed to make enough money to actually hire another Pentagore after all this time. The bad news is I completely forgot that you can only customize and rename them before you purchase them.
Are magic sponges really magical, Bob?
That's a trade secret, Jim.
I'm also fairly certain that you can only get your money back from a player before the team's first game as well. And since the Blight Ops Zealots have already played a few games, I've kind of stuck with the decision. I can't afford another one. So hopefully, Cassandro will prove a beloved member of the team regardless. Now let us begin, shall we? We are the Blight Ops Zealots versus the Masks Scouts, an Amazon team.
All organizational details have been settled. The match can begin.
And we have petty cash. We're going to use that to buy a reroll. And can we purchase... You know what, we'll also... Actually, how much is a star player? Unfortunately, more than we can... How much is Igor? More than we can afford. Still, we can hire a mercenary rotter in order to try and make up the our low number difference.
Well, the blocking dice are warmed up and ready to be rolled. Let's get this show on the pitch. Welcome back, sports fan. Team's looking true. Bob?
I know that look, Jim. That confident saunter and walk. That team's been on the training ground.
And here are our boys in teal and white. We've come off of a major victory last time around. Let's see if we can keep that ball rolling.
The Amazons are like the Norse. They show off by wandering around half naked, but their apothecary will probably still get plenty of work.
What they say is true. The Amazons are very similar to the Norse, only instead of having a primary having blocker as their primary thing, they gain dodge instead. They're actually kind of a pain. They're also one of the few teams that can gain blocker as well, fairly easily. However, thankfully, these ones do not appear to be as leveled up as some of their peers might be. And the few members that are leveled up do not have decided not to go the blocker route. They've gone other routes. So very simple strategy this time around. We're gonna try and cause as much pain and misery and despair to these bastards as possible. It will be glorious.
That's a solid formation. I want to see the opposing team have a go with the ball now.
On the edge of the field there, within grasping range of the fans. And they're looking hungry.
Unfortunately for this one, she has picked a very poor spot to end her turn.
You know, a fence may solve this problem of players being eaten by the crowd. Just a...
She wasn't injured or anything, she's just been moved to the reserves, but hey, and sometimes just getting more players on the pitch for a play can give you the advantage you need. We're just gonna let that happen.
I've seen mushrooms that look smarter than that.
It's not a particularly vital role, so we'll deal with it. Didn't actually mean to hit proceed stay there, but eh. Alright, our current plan is to deal with this one. But they're down one of their few blitzes, therefore they're down someone who can dodge and block. For those of you at home having difficulty telling our team from the Amazons, our Amazonian counterparts in the Marked Scouts are the women wearing very revealing clothing, whereas the Blight Ops Zealots are the ones who wish for wearing more clothing and had some sort of shower. And possibly burned on a pyre.
Good call. Intimidation is the key. It was one of my strengths when I was still playing.
Just gonna move Cyclone over here to say hello to all the pretty ladies.
They'll need to get rid of the ball now there's pressure on them. Fists flailing. He's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time.
It appears that... yes, that's right. For those of you who watched our last match, you would probably have noticed that Conrad suffered a broken neck. Which, while not the end of the world, it will make him a bit less able to carry the ball. Here is, if nothing else, he will be missing this particular match because of it.
Now that's a holding maneuver, if ever I saw one.
One less annoyance to deal with.
It would appear that the Amazons seem to be having trouble dealing with our champions of Nurgle. The horrendous appearance and foul odor is a bit too much for them. Truth be told, I cannot blame them for this.
Is the assist gonna be enough to come out on top?
Let's see if we can deal with you, shall we?
Oh, this could be fun, especially if the ball holder
As it
goes
turns
down.
out, we can.
Reminds me. Oh, wait! Something's happening. We may see that player later. If they wait.
I confess I am hoping to get a few more in the way of, you know, actual injuries, but... we'll see what we can scrape.
Bang! Headshot!
Yes! What have we got here?
Casualty so early in the match?
Just barely hurts, but that doesn't
might
matter.
start paying
She's
attention.
injured, she's off the field.
One more step back.
Not a wise place to end your turn on the border of the pitch. If the player gets pushed into a crowd, well, last time that happened, it took 3 days to piece the body back together. I missed that action.
We are very slowly eating away at all of their rerolls. It is amazing. And no one cares if Shiri? Shira? How do you pronounce? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Who cares if they die? They're either the mercenary we hired or someone who we got for free anyway.
There's two big guys is always better than one.
And down you go.
This could be a sack. I love it when that happens. He won't leave him alone anytime soon.
Slightly disappointed we weren't quite able to take advantage of that player's positioning on the pitch to knock her off of it, but why not? We deal with what we can.
The attacker has an assist.
Ah yes, Genis. I'm pretty sure we've had him from the beginning, back before we had subscribers to actually name players after. I'm glad to see he's still alive and well. Also, kind of amazed by that fact, but
Put some pressure on the ball carrier. Move quicker.
yes, in hindsight, I'm fairly certain. I'm very certain Shiri here will probably be our freebie. Hector is the one we hired.
Loosen the cage and let the pretty little dove, I mean the ball carrier, go.
Let's see, who do we want to smack this... smack a bitch?
Ball in danger, and carrier too.
I just realized in hindsight just how horrible that sentence sounded. I apologize for that.
They're going for the ball. That player is so close to a world of hurt.
God, I love rerolls. It's so nice when you have them.
Fans are ravenous, and so just one more step.
Did this guy leave his brain in the dugout again?
Let's go see if we can slow down their few free players. Let's see who's important. Well, it doesn't really matter. They're both equally punchable.
What's the point? They want to fight 1 against 11? That player is away with the fairies. You better watch out. They're murderous little beasts.
Now, for those of you wondering about Conrad, in this case, who is, for those of you just joining us, is our technically second Pentagore, still alive, who survived so far. He suffered a broken neck, which has reduced his agility by a single point. This doesn't affect his movements or anything, but it does mean that he has a harder time dealing with things like picking up or throwing or catching the ball. It's frustrating because, as we can see, our Pentagores are probably the best ball handlers we've got, but... well... and we killed someone! And they're not coming back. They do not have a doctor. Congratulations, Grey Vested. You've done what we've wanted to do for a while. Cause misery and pain.
Just one more step.
Can the player force possession away from the ball holder?
They left the ball carrier exposed. There could be a counter-strike.
Okay. See, options. We're just gonna send him up there for a moment. Why not? Oh, right.
This player should be brain transplant.
That was my bad. I'm willing to admit that. That one was my bad. Miss Troves can hold there. We can punch her in the face. Admittedly, not to any successful degree, but whatever.
That's it. Force them back and then pow!
Another injury.
Carrying that scar around for the rest of their short.
It's only another mildly injured, but hey, we'll take it. Let's see. Provided their knocked out people don't get back up, they're actually going to be down 2 people at the start of the next thing. Glorious. And I confess we're going to be trying something a little risky. And that we're going to try and have one of our champions pick up the ball and get it to the end zone. It's not, I'll admit, it's not maybe not the wisest of moves, but we've got Mr. Troves here in reserve, just in case, to pick up the slack. We've still got a turn to get the job done.
Oh, he's going to get intimate with us.
Still, there's no harm. Well, actually, there is plenty of harm in launching a vicious assault against the remaining people on their team who are still upright. That is, as they say, kind of the point. But we're gonna have some fun with it regardless.
Did this guy leave his brain in the dugout again?
Unfortunately, Cyclone just feels like he wants to just sort of sit there. Which is disappointing, but yeah, he's a good boy.
I don't rate that player's chances of still standing at the start of the next term. If they are, then we may see a touchdown.
You know what's more impressive? Those of you who have seen me try and pick up the ball with Nurgle champion warriors before, like Mr. Trevor here, will know just how difficult they've had a time they've had of it. I am honestly impressed that he's managed to pick it up. Get off the field.
The fans seem very rabid. Leave a few bits on the ground.
I mean, it wouldn't really have mattered simply because, as it turns out, if you injure someone by knocking them into the crowd, you don't gain experience for it. And speaking of experience, I'm not taking any more gambles.
Amazing! That's going to perk the crowd just as the half-time whistle. With that touchdown under their belt, we can finally get this match started.
And of course, our cheerleaders. That is not a sight we've seen often in this series. Alright. Are they getting up? No, they are not.
So, none of the knocked out players seem to have awoken in time for the next down. That must be one heck of a dream there. With one team having a 3-player advantage.
This clip
Can't
clear.
see how the smaller squad will win.
The best defense is a good offense. Or the other way around.
Weather's fine. No, I'm not going to talk about it again.
Yeah, nothing really worth mentioning there. Just nice. Just normal weather.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
Unfortunately, here's where them being dodgy comes into it. It's actually somewhat frustrating. And of course we're going to go this way because we are not going for a double down. That would be a bad idea.
The ball is in the player's hands. What next?
Now let's see. Who to hurt? Who to hurt? Eeny, meeny, miny, you. Admittingly, it wouldn't have mattered what option we would have picked at that time. She would have still been standing at the end of it. At least this way, so's our guy.
There they are. A prone player is a dead player. Oft times at any rate.
That's the one silver lining, or negative lining of the dodge ability. If they fail the reroll, they can't actually use their proper rerolls to counter it. Now let's see, who can we bruise? Because remember, children, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how many people you kill in the process. Or at least that's what your attitude should be if you're playing any sort of Chaos team. After all, the enemy can't stop you from scoring the ball if they're all dead.
Come on, guys, together! Keep pushing.
See what? Hang on, how have they leveled this woman up, this enchanter up anyway? She gets dodge by default. Since she's a thrower, I'm assuming that she got pass. So from the looks of it, they gave her dump off. This skill allows the player to make a quick pass when an opponent declares that he will throw a block at them. Okay, that's not the worst ability one can have, especially in this kind of team. The important part, however, is
They stick feathers everywhere.
well, they
You know you
need.
can't trust feathers. You grab them and they come away, and you're left empty-handed. But I gotta break in here. There's no harm in making a block on the ball carrier. Well, actually, you can do a lot of harm. That's kind of the point.
For those of you who remember, Mr. Troves has also been leveled up and is currently the only member of our team that actually has the blocker ability, which definitely just paid off then.
And into the crowd they go.
Well, that one's knocked out. Let's see how much more harm we can do. Unfortunately, it seems like not a lot at the moment. Which is unfortunate, but not unexpected. This woman just does not want to go down. Oh, right, you're the freebie, aren't you?
That's going to cost. Now it's the other team. Hang on, did you see that? That player's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
Well, at least he did that on one of their players who only has dodge. And besides, he was a freebie. If he dies, or gets injured, it's none of our concern.
On the floor again. This team must like worms or something.
Okay, we're gonna take a bit of a, not exactly a gamble, but an educated risk, shall we say.
And into the crowd they go.
Alright, this one's fine, this one's fine. Basically, our goal is how many of these people can we harm or kill. It's a fun game.
He's going to sleep, and maybe we will see him on the pitch later.
Unfortunately, some of these people are harder to actually hit and kill than others. At least in a meaningful way. Oh well, we tried.
Fighting's about to happen. Keep it here on Cabal Vision HD. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a touchdown.
We tried and we knocked at least one more of them out.
Could protect them from a comeback. This might be the end.
This is a new record for our series, for the season, folks. This is the first time we've managed to actually score more than 1 point in a match. Okay, a couple of them got up, but...
Wakey, wakey. One team's got some early knockouts back. I'm tempted to go down there and help out myself, Jim. I'm worth at least 3 players. I could do with breaking a few necks. Air out the top. Possession is the key to winning. Must drive the coach crazy, as his team has just kicked it away.
Now that was slightly unfortunate, but honestly, it was probably one of the better of a bad situation. See, if it had bounced on the ground or she had dropped it into our side of the field, it would have been...
If the player is pushed here, it will finish in the public. And in general, fans are much more dangerous than players.
If it had fallen into our side of the field, it would have been a turn. What's the word for it? It's not a touchback, I think. Which basically means they would have just picked any one of their people and thrown it to them. They wouldn't have had to have rolled anything to catch it or anything. They would have just done so.
Oh, he's going to get into it.
I'm fairly certain that's the same blitzer that we kicked out of the field in the first round of the first half. Nice to know that we're keeping things consistent.
One more step.
They also, if some of you may have noticed, they got somewhat lucky on that. Since catching the ball or doing things such as like that, it triggers what is known as disturbing presence, which all of our champions of Nurgle and Cyclone here have on their person. Which basically means that if you try to throw or catch the ball while within a certain range of them, you have to roll a higher dice in order to do so. However, it seems that at least this time it has paid off for them. They were able to roll a 6, which is pretty much as good as it can get. No matter how stupidly unlikely something is, if you roll a 6, you can actually pull it off.
Come on, guys. Team spirit is the key. Well, except for me, obviously.
We're gonna take that one, because that one has blocker.
Like a halfling on a hot dinner.
So, hitting both down would not have helped us in the slightest. Alright.
Need to get the ball forward. The end zone is in sight.
Frustrating, but
It's a solid tackle.
we open up.
Kill
We freed up some room.
the ball, then you stop him from scoring.
And now we've definitely freed up a lot more room.
Very rabbit. I'll leave a few bits on the floor.
There's nothing quite as frustrating as having a full team with dodge, and the only positive you get is defender stumbles, which the dodge skill allows you to basically just treat as a pushback. Oh, whoops. Whew! That could have gone badly. I accidentally misclicked that one and risked going for it. Now I'm honestly curious here about who's going to be our MVP of the match. Because we've had two of our people have scored goals, and we've had Grey Vested here actually kill
He
someone.
didn't see the opponents around him, did he?
Alright, we'll take...
They fight well, throw the ball well. Just wet with these Amazons.
We were gonna go...
Cooking bomb. Apparently the Amazons are very poor cooks.
Unfortunately for us, in that situation, we were gonna go down either way. We just decided to basically leave her in that, take the block,
Takes a skillful player to stay up under such a
because that way, they will stay, well, where they are. They won't move, which puts her in position to be, basically get smacked in the face a bit.
That's it. Force them back and then pow! One more step and...
Unfortunate, but, eh.
Keep pushing. Balls, Jim. They're going for the ball. The fans are ravenous, and so am I. Just one more step.
Just go down already. Thank you. Can we get another touchdown before the end? It's possible. It is fully possible for us to do this. We just first have to get it off of her.
Ball is secure. Can the other team steal it away? Less pressure on the ball.
Doesn't really matter if we get a third, honestly. In this case, what matters is the fact that not only have we won, we have won without losing anyone.
They solved this problem of players being equal. Justified.
And we've caused a bunch of injuries and scored some points. And really, isn't that all that matters in the end? Let's try and knock another one out of the, shall we?
Place to be.
Nuts. Oh well.
That's it. Throw the ball in their face. At that range, they'll go down as if you were flinging a brick into them.
They have lost, we've won, and boy how have we. Amazingly, no injuries this time. This is a first, once again. I don't know how to handle this. I feel excited and happy though.
After that match, I need to change my undergarments. Take a job while I...
Yeah, do your constant whatever somewhere else, Stinky.
Alright. And... you know what, we're going to re-roll that, because this decides just how much of we actually have won. Let's just do a quick re-roll. And through the blessing of Nuffle, we have gained an extra 30 grand. We can actually get another Pentacle. It is amazing. Let's see. Do we want him? No, not really. We also do oh, wait. Oh, right, I completely forgot. We killed someone. And because we killed one of them, and they didn't have regeneration or use the doctor, we got a new rotter for free. That Amazon is now a rotting corpse that is currently working for us. And for reasons I'm not entirely sure of, the mercenary that the guy we got for free got the MVP of this match. That's annoying. Let's have a quick look at the leaderboard. Holy! Sorry, forgive my surprise. Before we were at number 6, and I fully expected that even if we were to win all the other games we came across, we wouldn't have had a prayer of getting to top of the field.
I've got my McMurdy Squig Burger.
We still might not.
XL-sized cheese shake. Let's watch some Blood Bowl.
We still might not, because the current leader of the Bronze Division, the Thunder Drillers, are currently on a 5-win streak, which, when you look at us, isn't the greatest. I mean, it's not the worst. As it turns out, a draw is worth a lot more than getting a loss. Or, yeah, we're going to be going up against them sooner or later, so hopefully we can knock them down a peg. However, until then, my name is Blight Ops, and I look forward to hearing from you.